What if your wedding day felt less like love and more like an auction? In Bulgaria, there's a place where young brides are not chosen by love letters, but by cash offers. This is the Roma marriage market, and it's as real as it is shocking. Every spring, in the Bulgarian town of Stara Zagora, an extraordinary gathering takes place. It looks like a festival at first glance, music echoing through the air, vendors selling food nearby, and young women dressed in sparkling gowns that shimmer in the sunlight. But this isn't a celebration in the way most people imagine. It's something far more unusual, and to many outsiders, far more disturbing. This is the Roma marriage market, a centuries-old tradition where families come together with one purpose: to arrange marriages for their daughters and negotiate dowries with the families of potential grooms. The scene is both vibrant and unsettling. Picture dozens of teenage girls, some barely 16 or 17, standing with their parents in crowded open fields or near fairgrounds. They've spent hours preparing, styling their hair, putting on makeup, and wearing their best dresses. The goal is simple: to catch the eye of a wealthy groom or his family. As the music plays and people dance, parents and relatives mingle, quietly discussing the future of these young girls. Conversations that seem friendly are actually negotiations. How much are you asking for her is not an uncommon question. The price, often thousands of euros, depends on many factors: the girl's beauty, her education, her reputation, and even her perceived purity. A family with more wealth might pay more to secure a bride they believe will honor their household. To an outsider, the entire event feels unreal. Teenage girls, nervous and shy, adjust their dresses or look at the ground while parents shake hands, sealing agreements with nothing more than a nod and an envelope of cash. Deals can be made in a single afternoon. A girl can meet her future husband, speak with him briefly, and by nightfall, know that her marriage has been arranged. For the Roma community, this market is not seen as exploitation but rather as an honorable way to preserve tradition and ensure that daughters marry into families who can provide for them. Many Roma families view it as a celebration, a chance to meet distant relatives and to show off their daughter's beauty and grace. But to the rest of the world, this looks alarmingly close to human trafficking. When videos of the market surface online, they spark outrage. People can't believe that in 21st century Europe, young women are being treated like goods to be bought and sold. Yet within the Roma community, there is deep complexity. Not all girls are forced into marriage. Some willingly participate, hoping to meet a husband who will take them to a better life. Others feel immense pressure from their parents, who see this as the best opportunity for financial survival. For many families living in poverty, marrying off a daughter is not just cultural, it's economic necessity. The result is a gathering that feels caught between two worlds, part lively festival, part cold transaction. It's a place where tradition collides with modern values, where a handshake can change the entire course of a young girl's life in the space of a girl, often just 16 or 17 years old, arrives at the market with her family, dressed in her finest clothes. Her hair is perfectly styled, her makeup carefully done, and her shoes polished to shine. The pressure on her shoulders is immense. She isn't just trying to look beautiful, she's representing her entire family. As the music plays, families move through the crowd, searching for potential matches. A young man spots her from across the field. He approaches with his parents, not to flirt or casually chat, but to evaluate. They might exchange a few polite words, ask about her age, her schooling, or whether she can cook and manage a home. Sometimes the young couple dances together for a few minutes, a public display to see if they look good together. But the real discussion happens between the parents. While the teenagers make small talk, their families step aside and begin quiet negotiations. How much is the bride's dowry? What will the marriage cost? In these conversations, purity matters. Reputation matters. Education matters. A girl who has finished school, comes from a respected family, or is known for her good behavior may be valued higher. Prices can range from hundreds to even thousands of euros, an amount that can change the future of an entire household. A handshake often seals the agreement, and once that happens, the young girl's life is set on a new course. Sometimes the decision is made within hours, even minutes. For some girls, this is exciting. It feels like a grand celebration of tradition. They've grown up hearing about this market from their mothers and grandmothers. They hope to find a husband who can provide a better life, maybe someone who will take them to a bigger city or even another country. In their eyes, it's a chance to escape poverty. But for many others, the experience feels very different. They stand quietly as strangers discuss their future, knowing they have little say in the matter. Their opinions are rarely asked, and their dreams, whether it's to finish school, travel, or simply wait for love, are often ignored. One girl described the feeling like this: "It's as if I'm a product, and people are bidding on me. Everyone smiles, but I feel trapped." This is where the tradition shows its darker side. What looks like a colorful festival to some becomes, for others, a painful reminder that their future is being bought and sold. The event blurs the line between cultural heritage and human trafficking, leaving many young Roma women caught in the middle. Whether they go willingly or reluctantly, the outcome is the same. Once the parents shake hands, a promise is made. A young girl's childhood ends in an instant, replaced by the responsibilities of marriage, often to someone she has only just met. The Roma community is among the poorest in all of Europe. Many families live in overcrowded neighborhoods with little access to good jobs, proper healthcare, or education. For parents struggling to put food on the table, marrying off a daughter isn't just a tradition, it's a way to survive. The bride price paid by the groom's family can be life-changing. In some cases, it's enough money to feed the household for months, fix a leaky roof, or pay off debts. To these families, arranging a marriage at a young age feels practical. It's a chance to secure a better future, not just for the daughter, but for everyone under the same roof. But that financial relief comes with a heavy cost. What about the girls themselves? Their hopes and dreams often get pushed aside in the rush to make ends meet. Some girls see this tradition as an opportunity. They imagine a wealthy husband taking them to a bigger city, maybe even another country, where life could be more comfortable. They hold on to the belief that marriage could be an escape from poverty. Others feel completely trapped. They want to finish school, go to college, or simply have time to grow up before marriage. But their voices are often drowned out by family pressure. In Roma culture, obedience to parents is deeply valued, and daughters are expected to follow the path their family lays out for them. One 17-year-old girl summed it up perfectly: "I want to study. I want to become a teacher. But my parents say this is the right time to get married. They say a good husband is more important than school." Imagine being told your future isn't about what you love, but about how much someone is willing to pay for you. For many girls, the market feels less like a celebration and more like a sacrifice. The cycle is hard to break. Because girls are married off so young, many leave school early. Without an education, they have fewer opportunities to earn money for themselves. When they have daughters of their own, they often repeat the same pattern, believing there's no other way. Meanwhile, parents insist they're protecting their daughters. In poor communities, families fear that if girls stay unmarried too long, they'll fall in love on their own terms, or worse, be taken advantage of without the security of a husband. To them, early marriage seems like the safer option. It's a heartbreaking clash of priorities, survival versus freedom. Families focus on getting by today, even if it means limiting a daughter's choices tomorrow. And the girls are left standing in the middle, torn between loyalty to their family and the life they secretly dream about. And in the age of smartphones and viral videos, the Roma marriage market can no longer hide in the shadows. Clips filmed at these gatherings spread instantly online: teenage girls in glittering dresses, parents shaking hands, and envelopes.
Police have tried to step in. In some towns, officials have attempted to shut down the gatherings or regulate them more closely. Non-profit groups and European watchdog organizations call the practice an outright violation of children's rights. They argue that no teenager should have her future decided over a cash deal. But many Roma families push back just as hard. To them, the market isn't a crime, it's culture. They say outsiders simply don't understand their traditions. For generations, arranging marriages through this market has been a respected practice, ensuring daughters are matched with families of similar background and values. Parents see it as a way to protect their girls, not harm them. This is our way, they say. We don't need strangers telling us how to live. This clash between tradition and modern human rights has sparked deep divisions even within the Roma community. Older generations often defend the practice, proud of their heritage and wary of government interference. But younger Roma, especially girls, are starting to speak up like never before. These girls are tired of being treated like property. They're tired of seeing their education cut short because of marriage plans they didn't choose. Many dream of becoming teachers, doctors, or business owners, dreams that are impossible if they're forced to leave school at 16. Some young women have begun organizing through social media, sharing stories about how early marriage affected their lives. Others work with advocacy groups to encourage Roma parents to keep their daughters in school. A growing number of Roma girls are saying, loud and clear, "We want to choose love, not be sold for money." The battle isn't easy. Speaking out often means going against family expectations and risking community backlash. But slowly, change is happening. Education programs are reaching more Roma neighborhoods. Nonprofits are offering scholarships and mentorship for young girls. Even some Roma parents are beginning to see that giving their daughters an education may provide a better future than any marriage market ever could. Still, every spring, the market opens again. The music plays, families gather, and negotiations begin, while the rest of the world watches in disbelief. Non-governmental organizations, educators, and even European governments are working hard to end child marriage in the Roma community. They're opening special programs to keep girls in school longer, offering financial assistance to poor families, and spreading awareness about the long-term harm of early marriage. Some campaigns focus on showing parents how an educated daughter can eventually earn far more for the family than any one-time bride price. But poverty is powerful, and change comes painfully slow. For many Roma families, day-to-day survival overshadows any distant dream of education or independence. If you don't know where your next meal is coming from, a dowry paid today feels more urgent than a diploma earned. Why?